Um, some of you might have heard about Kelis Rogers. This American R&B singer. She's um, she's a big fan of Africa. Been around. She's a big ambassador for Africa, actually. Now, recently, she acquired a piece of land in Nairobi, Kenya, and started a farming thing going on. And as happens with everything on the internet these days, this has not gone unnoticed, and people have things to say. Now, here's the thing. Yes, the land issue in Africa is complex, and there are a lot of historical sensitivities at play here. On the other hand, there is someone who has a voice, who has been championing our societies and our communities for a very long time. Now she has acquired land, she's started growing things, and people are not happy. Kenyans are not happy because they are saying that it's grabbed land, it's national reserve land, and all these types of things. Of course, a lot of things, as happens a lot of times with the internet, are unsubstantiated. But to her credit, she has responded that it's not reserve, is private land. She's not the first to be, she's not the first individual to buy this land, and that yeah, it's not grabbed land, doesn't belong to the community and such. Now, the thing is, these kinds of situations bring all sorts of people into the conversation, and one group that is always finding its way into these kinds of African conversations is Black Americans. Now, Black Americans are embroiled in a fight over whether Kelly is doing the right thing, and of course, they are on her side. And Kenyans are on the opposite side. Now, here's the thing that I don't like wherever there's a clash or an argument or a tiff between African Americans and Africans. You get the feeling that you are being talked down to as an African by someone who thinks they are superior than you. It's racism, but black on black, if you know what I mean. The tone is patronizing and colonial. You find Black Americans telling Africans that they should appreciate that one of their own is coming and investing in our countries because the land was lying idle and she's helping the natives. By the way, in my country, we don't call our people the natives. We are all natives. It's our country. There are no settlers in our country. It's not like we don't need that differentiation. 99% of everyone is local, so we are just Kenyans, the people of Kenya. So don't say natives, these natives. That first of all, no, these people, foreigners who come to buy land in our country, are not motivated to help the natives, as you call them. It's a capitalist society. It is people that have seen a good patch of land that they can use for this or this other thing, and they buy it. It's a capitalist decision. So Adam Smith said that it is not because of the benevolence of the baker that we get our daily bread, but due to his self-interest. So this is just a classic case of economics at play. So first of all, it's not like the natives don't do anything about it. No, they do. Local people buy these farms and they use them, and they help other people. They develop them. They farm. They raise animals. It has been happening for decades. So we do not need. I'm not saying we do not need, but that framing of this situation is wrong. There are Kenyans doing that already. It's not like we are stuck in the mud and we need foreigners to come and help us. No, it's just a capitalist situation. There are Kenyans doing that already. They've been doing that for decades. So don't lecture us about people coming to help us from your country when it is clear that's a selfish interest, which is okay. It's a capitalist world. That's number one. Number two, do not patronize Africans about what it means to be African and what African culture constitutes. The question of land has a lot of historical sensitivities. So seek to understand them before you speak on those things. When you speak to an African and you're trying to, and I'm addressing, I'm speaking specifically about the tiff between, because this happens a lot between African Americans. And by the way, what is a foundation Black American? And how much foundation do they put on their face? Please tell me, because I don't know. I just see FBA say, oh, how much foundation, man? What's a foundation? Yeah, I would like to know. So now, um, when you speak to us, do not patronize us about African matters. We know more about African matters than you do. Seek to understand. There are complex issues like land that you have no clue about. The land question in Africa is very complicated. Now, moving on. A lot of criticism that Kelis is getting, in my opinion, is a bit unfair. It's unfair because she's someone that is entitled to decisions like this just like anyone else. She has a right to buy land, to dispose land, to do all that. It's a system that allows us her to do that. It's not our problem. You cannot blame an individual for a problem that has been around for 50 years. Maybe find other ways to deal with this problem. This is a woman that's a good ambassador for Africa, actually. And for that, let me leave that one. But also,